Today, we are talking about the 4 horsemen of the sexy apocalypse. Things that are not good for your sex life, and they are not good for conversations about sex. And that's more what I want to talk about today, conversations about sex, because they are incredibly difficult to have, which is strange to me because sex is one of the most common human experiences. We all have sex, even if it's just by ourselves, and yet it's one of the things that can be the most difficult and uncomfortable to talk about. Honest conversations about sex are tough. And the more often that you have them, the easier they will get. But often what is more important than what you say, not more important, but what is equally important to what you say is what you don't say. And that's why today we're focusing on the 4 horsemen of the sexy apocalypse. So the 4 horsemen are taken from the Gottman Institute. An institute that focuses on couples therapy. These 4 horsemen are pretty much guaranteed to make your sex life and your relationship worse. Horseman number 1, criticism. When you want to have a conversation with your partner about sex, avoid criticizing their current sexual performance or your current sex life. I know this can be difficult because if you're wanting to have a conversation about sex, obviously that means that there is something that you're hoping to change. However, a critique is very different than pointing out what is happening and what you'd like to have happen instead. Criticism is very blamey and shamey, and you're doing this and it's not good and you're bad at this. It is critiquing their skill level and putting yourself above. Number 1 rule with any conversation about sex, please be self-responsible. If you come at somebody criticizing, blaming, shaming, putting it all on them, you're not going to get anywhere. Self-responsibility. Say, this is what I am noticing, and this is what I would like to see happen because this is what I think, this is how I feel. If you insult or criticize anything that your partner is doing sexually, even if it's just in the heat of the moment, they will never ever forget it. And you can pretty much be guaranteed that they will be more self-conscious and holding back in bed because in their heads, they know that you are critiquing their performance and that you might use it against them as ammunition later. Horseman number 2, contempt. So when I say contempt, what I mean is you believe that something is beneath consideration, or it's worthless or worthy of your scorn. So this might come up in sex or in a conversation about sex if one partner was like, hey, there's this new thing I want to try. How about we do this? And if the response is, no, I don't want to do that, it will likely discourage that person from ever wanting to try or experiment with anything ever again. And it will likely also kill their confidence because conversations about sex can be difficult. So when someone does have the courage to bring something forward and then it's just completely shut down, that's not good for future conversations about sex and your future sex life. Another example might be if a partner was like, hey, this isn't really working for me. Have you noticed that this is happening? And the response is, what are you talking about? That's not a big deal. Who cares? Get over it. Also contempt. Also not good. Don't bring that to the table. Horseman number 3, defensiveness. So if criticism and contempt come to the party, defensiveness will likely also show up. Almost certainly defensiveness will show up. Because when we are criticized, especially around something so vulnerable as sex, the immediate response is to defend yourself. And also try to turn the tables and make it your fault. If you are blaming and shaming your partner, you better believe that they are going to try to turn it around and make it all about you. However, if contempt and criticism are at the party, but you refuse to bring defensiveness, then these 2 are more likely to leave. If someone is criticizing you or disregarding you and you don't get defensive, you listen and you're able to take in what they're saying, reflect it back to them and let them know that you heard them, they are more likely to cool it and actually be willing to do the same for you. It's hard because it means somebody has to start, but if nobody starts, then contempt, criticism, and defensiveness are all just gonna have a very heated 3-way. And the 4th horseman of the sexy apocalypse is stonewalling. Stonewalling is not okay. It is not okay in any conversation, and it is certainly not okay in conversations about sex or during sex. If you just stop engaging and like shut down, check out, don't say anything, exit the bedroom or exit the conversation. Don't do it. Very juvenile behavior. Have a conversation. Use your words. Be uncomfortable. Sit in your discomfort and communicate with your partner. That's it. That's all. Criticism, contempt, defensiveness, stonewalling. Leave these out of the bedroom and leave these out of conversations about sex. If you do, conversations about sex will become much easier over time the more you practice. You are also opening the door to experiencing more pleasure and adventure in the bedroom and in your intimate relationship. Please subscribe to our channel and turn on the little bell so you get notifications every time we post a new video. Another way to make sure that you never miss a video, sign up for our mailing list. I have attached the link below. We would love to have you. And until next time, Eat, squat, and come.